I'm here with my good friend Shashi Bellamkonda, who works with Network Solutions. He has a very interesting title. You want to tell us your title?
Yeah, I'm the social media Swami of Network Solutions.
So, social media Swami, it's very fitting that you're Indian then, because you can live up to that, right?
Yeah, but the story of the title is actually one of the first things that I did after taking over this position was I said, I don't want a traditional title. So I went back to all the employees of Network Solutions to say, hey, what would you like this the person behind this post to be called? So I had about 40 entries, and some of them like Buzz Manager, Minister of Disinformation, and a lot of funny things there, which we actually put on our blog, solutionsofpower.com. But I guess, like you said, social media Swami really stuck because it's like the customer ombudsman within the company who reports more to the customer than to the company.
Now, you have a very interesting challenge in that you're working for a brand that a lot of people who've been around the internet space pretty much think of as a seller of domain names. Now, obviously, the story for Network Solutions is a lot more than that. So tell us a little bit about how you went about broadening that and changing people's perception.
I mean, I've been blogging before I moved to this position, so you're right. I could understand where the community was coming from and what was the perception. So this was one of my pushes for saying that we need to get people to be aware of Network Solutions being much more than just a domain name seller. So the first thing that we did was establishing personal connections, and also even if you don't blatantly go and tell people like, hey, Network Solutions does this, if you are doing the right things with the community, people actually go back and find out like what exactly do you guys do, and that gives you an opportunity to answer them. And we have been answering questions about how we do small business websites, how we do e-commerce, and the tagline that we'd like to say is we want small businesses to achieve the American dream. The only way to do it is to find out what they exactly want and help them succeed.
Now, you personally are very active in using a lot of social media tools. You've really kind of become, one of the things I talk about in the book is this idea of an accidental spokesperson for a brand, which is not necessarily the chief information officer or the head of communications, but it's somebody who's doing work in the brand and becomes the face of a brand. Tell me a little bit about what that was like to start to have that sort of role for Network Solutions. Was that a difficult thing internally? Did you have resistance?
Yeah, we've been talking about answering our customers in forums and everything, but nobody really did anything. Now, it was just the fear of the unknown, I would say. But as I started talking to people and saying that, hey, people are talking about us in forums, because I used to monitor these forums and I would never know where to start. Was it legal for me to do it or anything? So it came to a head where I'm very passionate about community involvement in companies' well-being. So I used to say there are people talking good and there are people asking for help, so we should go have something that we go and talk to them. So I convinced enough people to say that, hey, at least let's give this a try. And the first thing that, and this is an advice I'd like to give other people, is don't take the lawyers to lunch. Because this is one of the things that you need to involve, like the stakeholders, you need to involve everybody. They are more savvy than we think they are. So we used to explain to them, hey, here's our mission. We want to just reach our customers, whether it is through customer service or through blogs or forums or even Twitter. We have NetSol Cares on Twitter. So what we did was we first, with the help of our lawyers, we first came up with a common sense rule, is follow all the rules and regulations that already exist as an employee. And after that, just don't say anything that you would normally not say. So I thought that was great, and it gave freedom to me also to say, okay, if that's a customer service question, we'll just answer it. So I thought that was good, and Network Solutions has seen a lot of good come out of it. When we started this position, we had about 58% negative comments. We've already, like 6 to 8 months down the line, brought it down at least 10 points. We, like I said, the customers are wowed by the fact that we answer every tweet that they want to know about Network Solutions. On Twitter, we are on forums, we monitor blogs and either thank people for writing good about us. And one thing that I did want to mention is sometimes people, when they want to write something about a company, they can easily write a blog post, citizen journalism. What we do in such cases is we go and really try to help out the customer and solve the problem. Once we solve the problem, they actually, without us even mentioning it, they go back and write 2 posts. The first post they say is why they removed the first negative post. The second post is always a wow story about, I didn't call these guys, I didn't do anything, I just mentioned it on my blog, and somebody called me and solved my problem. So that's like a great story for them.
Now, I mean, that's a great success story in terms of dealing with some of the negative criticism. How has it been for you building this area and building this concentration to be more than just you as sort of the one guy doing it? How have you built it into more people doing it? How have you gotten the company to kind of shift the way that they do communications so it's not just a one-man show?
That's a good question, and just like you called me an accidental spokesman, I actually found other employees of Network Solutions already on the social media. So it was very easy to talk to them and say, would you like to help out with this? Whether it was blogging or answering questions on Twitter. So involve employees is one message I'd give to anybody who's in a similar position and wants to start it. The other thing is we also use an outside agency to help us with the strategy, because somebody who already has experience in doing this can also guide us better. So we have Livingston Communications helping us with the strategy, and we have a team of bloggers. A lot of people that who are involved in the social media strategy, I actually found in the social media, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They're already involved there. We have 2 bloggers who are excellent, who help out with our blog in terms of content.
Mm-hmm. So any final tips for companies or individuals considering giving more personality to their brand and why they might want to do that and how they should do that?
I'll answer the question in 2 parts. The first part is listen, participate, and then contribute. So listening is find out where people are talking about you, and also find out what they're talking about you, and then participate by talking to them and helping them, helping solve their problem. The third thing is is to contribute, which is like you start a blog and then start a conversation, or have your own content building strategy. But that comes after you know what people want. So that's pretty important. The other thing, which is probably from the UAT formula, which is unique, acceptable, and talkable. So
yep.
That's you have to absolutely look at everything that you're going to put out into the blogosphere as something that people want to hear about.
Yep, that's great.
It should not be a channel just for a marketing message to say, hey, listen to us. It should be more, we are listening to you. That's probably the biggest thing.
Okay, thanks.